had this great idea, and she was pretty convincing, for us to do flips on the couch, off of the arms of the couch onto the cushions. And me being 3 years younger than her, I'm like, this is a great idea. My sister thinks this is so awesome, right? And I want to do everything that she does. So I got on that arm of that couch and I started doing flips. And there is a wooden end table next to the couch. Well, I did a few flips and I cracked my head open. And then not only did I crack my head open, she told me to be quiet as blood is gushing out of my head as we're walking past my father in the kitchen. And she's like, don't say a word. So we hold my head and we walk. Blood following. 5 minutes later, I'm being rushed to the hospital. So this is kind of funny because I learned from this moment. A couple years later, we were at my neighbors, the Hannons, who are here tonight, and they're our childhood neighbors, and Lauren and Luke decided that it'd be really fun to jump out of a second floor window. Really smart, right? So I said, I don't think this is a good idea. Last time I listened to my sister, I got my head cracked open, I had stitches in my head. So I watch as Lauren jumps, and she's fine. I'm like, I still don't think this is a good idea. I watch as Luke jumps, and he's rolling around on the ground, holding his ankle, crying, and Lauren's like, you landed wrong! I'm looking at her, and I said, I'm using the stairs. So I got on the stairs, and I walked right back down. Lesson number 1, always use the stairs. Lesson 2, if something is in your way, like a lawn chair, hose, or rake, move it and keep running. They are just obstacles in your way of dreams trying to bring you down. I hated volleyball when I was little. Lauren had this crazy obsession with it. And she wanted to put her dreams on me. And she wanted me to get really good at volleyball. And I didn't want to. So she's like, Lisa, well, let's get in the yard. Come on, we're going to the yard. We're going to pepper, we're going to learn some skills. We're going to do whatever we got to do. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So we're out there, we're peppering, we're playing and passing, and I shank a ball. What are you doing, Lisa? You're supposed to go after the ball. You're supposed to pass it right back to me. I'm like, okay, all right. So all of a sudden, I don't go after another ball. She stands there and she's like, go. All of a sudden, I'm listening to my sister running laps around the house. She said, just go. I'm sprinting around the house, lap after lap after lap. And I'm like, am I done yet? Like, I'm dying, but I listened. This is a 12-year-old telling a 9-year-old to run. And it's funny because thank God she told me to run laps around the house, because now it's my profession and I'm a college volleyball coach, and I tell my kids every day in the gym to push past any obstacle no matter how tired you are. You gotta push through, and it has paid off after my first year of coaching. So thank you. Lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, when you are so passionate about something, keep pursuing it and never stop mid-rap. I was rehearsing this with my mom last night, and she was like, Lisa, I don't think this is appropriate to say. She's like, it's really funny, but I don't think it's appropriate, but I'm just gonna go ahead with it. So I'm really sorry, Mom. I'm really sorry. For example, Lauren and her grade school friends were a little odd when they were little. And everybody kind of goes through their boy band obsession and, their emo stage and whatever other phases that they go through. Well, Lauren spent countless hours one day. It was in the summer, and all I wanted to do was go outside and play. It was at our old house, and she was sitting at that square table that I broke my head open on, writing out a rap to the TLC Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Okay? Not only did she write it just for herself, she wrote it 5 times for all of her little grade school friends, Aaron Condon, and I just wanted to go outside and play. Parents, Mom, Dad, Mr. and Mrs. Condon, Mr. Bradley, your daughters in 5th grade were learning a rap about a cocaine addiction. So I'm sorry if that's really inappropriate, but that's what your kids were doing in 5th grade. Tom. I figured this would be a good transition. And no, I'm not comparing it to cocaine addiction. But on honestly, I've never seen my sister so passionate about something in my life. Honestly. The day that I met you, I'm sorry for getting emotional, but Tom drove down to Purdue by himself. This was probably only a couple weeks after they were dating. I haven't met him, I heard a bunch about him. Lauren and my cousin Julie drove down there to see me one weekend, and I was like, so where's this guy at, you know? But Lauren was not one to bring guys around the family, and thank you, Uncle Eugene.
She brought a couple girls around.
Lauren was never one to bring guys around the family, so I was like, this guy must be really special, and she's bringing him around only like 2 weeks, and she's ambushing my parents. They had no idea he was coming to my matches that weekend. When I met Tom, not only was I just like, what? Like, this guy is amazing. But to see them together, the way they looked at each other, the way they were around each other, I've never seen my sister so passionate about somebody her entire life. Not to mention, we were all out one night, and I saw his googly eyes. And I knew he was supposed to be in this family. And then we all found out he can golf. Sold. So, with all these lessons my sister taught me growing up, I know she's going to be an amazing wife to you, Tom. Treat her well. Okay. She's a special person with a really big heart. I know she has an odd way of showing it sometimes. But you know what? We love her for it. We really do. And my mom saved all of these readings from when we were little. And in my 2nd grade reading class, I wrote a very short reading about my sister. And I found it. Lauren, don't cry. And this is what I wrote. And it's kind of funny because the grammar and the punctuation and the spelling in here is atrocious. So I'm not quite sure how I did so good on it, but this is what it said. My hero is my sister. I think I should always look up to her because she is a good sister. She always helps me with my homework and when I need help, and she is a really good person to me, and if I get hurt, she will help me. She always helps me study so I get good grades. She always plays with me when I'm bored. She helps me make good food and cakes for dinner. She is the nicest sister in the world. But on the other end, sometimes we fight. Apparently I got a really good grade on this. Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. With all that said, Lauren, I love you and I couldn't ask for a better sister. Through good times and bad, I watched you grow into a beautiful woman. And I'm just so happy today. So, I would like to make 2 toasts. First toast, please raise your glasses. My glass. First toast is to everybody here. Without you guys, somehow, in your lives, in Lauren and Tom's life, you have shaped them for who they are. So you guys are all invited for a reason, and we really, really appreciate you being here. And so does Tom and Lauren. So thank you so much. So to everybody here, cheers. And to Tom and Lauren, cheers. Forever happiness, because I never want to fix your train ever again. And to lots of babies.